Today, I'm going to repot this huge jade tree. Over 15 years ago, I was given this jade plant as a cutting. I propagated it, and over that time, it's grown into a true jade tree. I've repotted many jade plants over the years, but this one might be the most challenging yet. As I go through the process, I'm going to share important tips and information that may be helpful if you're repotting a jade in the future. There's a few reasons why I'm repotting this jade tree today, and believe it or not, even though it looks like it, it's not because the container is too small. Jade plants grow very well in containers that you would think would be too small, but I could theoretically leave this thing in here for a few more years and it wouldn't be constricted. The first reason I'm repotting this jade tree is because originally I planted it inside the middle of this container, but now it's growing that way because it wanted to grow towards the sun, so I want to center it out. The second reason is I want to separate this small branch from the tree. It's kind of buried down in there, so I need to get in there, separate it, and I'm going to plant it on its own somewhere else. The last and probably the most important reason I'm repotting is I want to put the jade plant in this pot. It's got an awesome patina, looks cool, was my grandma's, which is awesome. And I'm gonna turn this jade plant into a bonsai pretty soon in another video. The first step is taking out these small plants that I had transplanted in here at some point. If I have a plant fall off or I get a plant, I'll just sometimes throw it in a pot. That is nearest. What's really cool is that there's a bunch of little mini jades here that just propagated from fallen leaves off of this plant. The next step, which is gonna help me get this out of here, is I'm gonna take this stick and I'm gonna go around the edges and loosen up the root ball from the side of the pot. I let the soil dry out mostly before I did this. It's probably a little damp down low, but that's okay, because when the soil's dry, it's when it shrinks up. You know, when it gets wet, it's expanded, and since it's shrinking up a little bit, it should be easier to pull out of here. Let's see if I can just dig and separate this thing out on its own. I think I'll be able to. It's not connected to the main base, so I'm just gonna try and kind of wiggle it out here. Oh, okay, well, that's still connected. Well, I went a little too hard. Didn't exactly go as planned. I got it out of there, but I broke part of it, so I'm gonna have to let it dry out and callus, and I'll see about those roots when it comes time to transplant. Now that I've got that branch out, you can really see how it's the leaning tower of jade here and why I need to center it. That thing is going sideways. I'm going to pull this jade tree out of its pot over on the grass to prevent a big old mess. And to do that, I'm gonna use this cardboard to slide it there safely. Wish me luck. Come on up. Oh boy, that's pretty heavy. The plant is the heavy part. Fall, don't fall. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Ah, don't fall. Since the jade plant has been growing that way towards the sun, that's where a lot of the leaves and foliage are. So I'm going to lay it on its back on the grass to hopefully prevent the damage. All right, here we go. Fun part and scary part. Oh boy, heavy, heavy, heavy. Low, go low. Oh boy. I don't want to break branches. Stay slow. No cracks. That's good. The jade tree is down safely on the grass. I didn't hear any cracking, so the branches, I think, are all intact just fine. And you can see it's already coming out really nicely there. Instead of pulling the jade tree out of the pot, I'm gonna pull the pot backwards. It's gonna wiggle. Oh, I might have to hold it a little bit. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Oh boy. Ah, there we go. Nice, 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 nice. Look at that. Check out that root ball. It looks pretty good. It's not super dense, so like I said, this could have stayed in that pot for a long time. When a jade needs to be repotted, it's really will look root bound and really obvious. This looks fine though. I'm going to break down this root ball with the help of water. Some people will cut the root ball down, and the idea behind that is it'll encourage the root ball to grow faster, more vigorous growth for the plant. But this thing's doing fine. It's a beast as it is. I think I'll be just fine without having to cut it down. I would rather break it up with a water bath. Oh yeah. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure it fits into its new pot, which is a little thinner and less deep than the pot that it had been in previously. Look at those roots, my goodness. The method of separating roots from the soil can take a while, but it's very effective for me when I'm repotting plants into different containers. I've got enough soil off of the root ball here, and I'm gonna try and take off what's left of this branch with some roots. I might even try to replant that, but I feel real good about this to repot into its new container. Sheer force. Oh, yeah. The thing goes down there pretty good. That's what I got out of there. I'm gonna let it dry out callus, try to plant it, see what happens. I've got some potting soil here. I'm just gonna add a little extra perlite. And that's gonna help with the drainage. And then I'm just gonna do a nice little mix up here with this piece of rebar that I have. This soil is gonna be really good because it's gonna have good drainage for the jades. Jades like good drainage. I don't know what's heavier, the jade plant or this pot. It's definitely quality. It's got a couple drainage holes that are gonna work just fine. Time for the test run here. Let's see how it's gonna look. It's gonna look pretty good. I didn't take enough off the root ball because I want this part to be at the soil line, so it needs to go down at least a few inches because I'm gonna bonsai this, and I don't wanna bury this branch. I want it to be all one nice piece to look like a cool bonsai. Because I did lose some small branches and leaves, I'm not gonna take this thing back to the grass. I think it's gonna be safer to take the root ball, shrink it down here, and try to get to the level I want it. New plan. Put this thing in here, get all the soil out. I need that thing to go down. Ah, perfect. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? Lift with the legs. And down into the pot. Oh yeah, I think that's as good as she's gonna get. Can't break up the root ball anymore, so that's how it's gonna be. Oh, stay without a rock, please. I'll be right back. No! That sucks, but I'm gonna bonsai it so I can shape it how I want it. That's the benefit of bonsai, I guess. All right, up we go. Oh, look at that, I lost some branches. Not bad though, I thought you were a goner. Stay, okay. Quick. I got a minute. No. Looks like it was the perfect amount of soil. All right, every last bit counts. I just made enough soil here. I'm not done yet. I need to stabilize this thing. I'm just gonna put these rocks around the base, and they sit directly on that shrunken root ball so that this thing doesn't blow over in the wind. And when you're transplanting something this big, it's always good to have a little extra security. Pretty happy, didn't have too many losses considering it fell and I had to put it down in the grass, that's it. But I'll be able to transplant them kind of like I did with these the other day. These are off another project with a jade. I'm gonna wait a few days, maybe a week before I water it, because when I ripped out that small branch, I'm still a little worried that there might be some wet branch material and I don't want it to rot. So it'll dry out and callus as long as this stays dry. Mission success. The jade tree is in, it looks great, it's stabilized. I'm really happy with the results. It looks awesome in this new pot. I really can't complain. The process went about as smooth as I would imagine. There's always going to be hiccups and issues when you're doing projects like this, but that's just part of the fun. I think this repot was a success. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was it helpful? Do you think I did an okay job? I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.